To manage your campaigns, click on Campaigns in the menu on the left. Here you'll be able to see all your current campaigns, as well as manage and edit them from the Action column. Besides editing them, you also have the option to duplicate, delete, start the campaign, or log out the agents from the respective campaign. By clicking Create, you can make a new campaign. Let's go ahead and go over the creation process. First is the campaign status. You can set it to active now or later after it's created. Next is the name. Let's call it Test Campaign. After this, you need to specify how the system will select which agents to receive the inbound calls. For example, if you choose longest wait time, the system will send the newest incoming call to the agent who's not received a call recently and was waiting for one the longest. The random option will send calls to agents on a random basis. Oldest call start means the calls will be sent to agents who had a call started first. Oldest call finish, on the other hand, means that the calls will be sent to agents who had a call finish first instead. Fewest calls refers to agents who had made the least amount of calls, and the calls will be routed to them first. Finally, country rank will distribute calls accordingly to the country rank, if such has been set. Country rank is set on a user level. To do this, go to the Users section. From here, click on the user you wish to set the country rank for. Now simply specify the rank for each country, for example 1 or 2, for as many countries as you wish. Once done, scroll to the bottom of the list. Click back and then save changes. Repeat this process for all the users you need. For this example, we will pick the longest wait time. Next is the dial method, and there are 3 options to choose from. First is the predictive method. This option will make as many calls as agents you have in the campaign multiplied by the dial level you select when auto-dialing. Selecting this option will allow you to, of course, set the dial level right below it. Next is the hard predictive with limitation, which drops the dial level to 1 whenever too many leads pick up and you end up with agent not available calls and the waiting time increases. However, you are not missing the leads who pick up the phone. Selecting this option will allow you to set both the max dial level as well as drop ratio percentage. Lastly, you have the average predictive with limitation option, which will drop the dial level more gradually, which will result in better waiting times. However, some calls might be missed while the system adjusts the perfect dial level. This option will also allow you to set both the max dial level as well as drop ratio percentage. For this example, we will just go with the predictive method and select a dial level of 3. Next up is the leads ordering. This specifies how the system will dial the leads. Let's go over them in detail. Selecting random will simply have the system call the leads in a random order. From first lead insert, we'll call the leads in order accordingly to from when they were first added to the campaign. Just like the previous option, this will have the system call the leads in order accordingly to from when they were last added to the campaign. From oldest lead called, we'll have the leads be called accordingly from when they were last called. And just like the previous option, this one will call the leads in order from the when the newest one was called. From the lowest and highest rank, we'll have the leads be called in order of their ranks. To set a lead's rank, simply go to the Leads section. Then click the Action button next to the respective lead and select Edit. Click on the Edit button on the top right, and next to the rank field, you can specify the rank for the lead. Click Save Changes when done. From Western time zones and works east, we'll call the leads from those respective time zones. This is determined by their country of origin or country code. Let's choose random for now. The 3-way caller ID is to specify if a third person is being included in a call, such as a conference call. This option will determine which phone number they will see calling them, either the campaign's phone number or customers. The sales script allows you to provide a script for your agents to see while making calls, kind of like notes or things they should say during the call. You can also edit it from here and add your custom notes or description. You can also add variables. For example, the lead's first name. Variables let you automatically insert the lead details such as name and will automatically be filled in with the lead info. Compose the body in the text editor. You can use as many variables as you like. This is how and where the agent will see the sales script during a call. Next is the group access. This specifies which groups will have access and be part of this campaign. You can add more than one group. Groups are created and managed from the Settings Groups section. Here you can edit your current groups and add or remove agents from them as you require by dragging them across. You can also create new groups by clicking on the Create button on the top right. Next, you have to specify which lead statuses you want to be used within this campaign. Statuses can be created and managed from the Settings Statuses section. And under the Lead Statuses section, you can edit the current or create new statuses for your agents to use. Next is the call times for the campaign. This will specify when the leads will receive calls from this campaign. You can also create rules and specify times by country accordingly to your leads. Next up, we have some settings that apply to the leads for the campaign. These are optional. The automatically call alternative phone option is so that if the lead does not pick up during the auto dial and you have an alternative contact number for them, this will then automatically call their alternative phone number. You also have to select which statuses will trigger the call to the lead's alternative number. The daily list reset allows the system to once a day automatically reset leads with chosen statuses if there are no dialable leads left in a list and at least one agent is logged into the campaign. If you have a small campaign that has a completion of 100% in 1 to 3 days, it is recommended to use a lead recycle rule instead. Lead recycling allows the system to call leads with specific statuses at specific intervals automatically without having to reset a list manually. Please note that this feature is campaign-specific and only works with automatic dial. From here, you can specify and edit the recycle rule accordingly to your needs by selecting the statuses as well as setting the intervals for the calls. Next is the agent settings, where you can first specify which custom fields they can populate during or after a call. You can manage these fields as well as create more from the Settings Custom Fields section as shown here. They will then be added as an additional field for the leads. Next are the pause statuses, which are what the agents will have available to select when initiating a pause or break while logged into the campaign. Finally, you can also set and upload your own custom music on hold. This is what customers will hear when put on hold during a call. Lastly is the phone numbers section, where you can assign what numbers to be used with this campaign. You can also choose to have a custom caller ID management, which allow you to set caller ID rules that lets you customize the dial plan based on the country and area code. So for example, if you have leads from Italy and you would like the system to use your Italian numbers when calling these numbers, you can specify this with a caller ID rule as shown here. Next is your account selection, which will determine which numbers you can add if you have multiple accounts. And finally, below, you will be able to pick the numbers you want to be used with this particular campaign. Once your campaign has been created, you will see it in the campaign list and can edit any setting if you require by simply clicking on its name. You also have the option to delete it, stop, log out the agents, and more by clicking the action button next to it in the list.